Hey everybody, this is Deanna, and I'm here for your doTERRA Oil a Day. Today we are going to be talking about Breathe, the respiratory blend. And we're just going to talk about some basic ways that I like to use it and some things that you may not know about this amazing blend. I would love for you to share this video with others so they can learn too. There's a little place down below where you can actually share the video if you're watching live. So Breathe is the respiratory blend, and that seems pretty self-explanatory. If you need help with your breathing or your respiratory system, then this is kind of your go-to oil. This oil is designed to be used topically or aromatically, and so how you could do that is you could just put a little bit in your palms, rub your hands together, then cup your hands over your nose and mouth, or you can make a fist and inhale deeply through your fist. That's a great way to get that down deep into the lungs. So a lot of people realize that this is a great oil. Gosh, I guess I need it right now. Right now. Don't you love live videos? That's hilarious. Too bad I don't have two hands. We'll see if this really works. Oh, gosh. I totally didn't plan that, but that's hilarious. Okay. Michelle's laughing at me. I'll probably have more views on this video than anyone I've ever done because that happened. There's my kitty too. So probably between that and my kitty, we'll have lots of videos. Oh, we lost somebody. They're like, oh, this lady's crazy. Okay. So we know that it helps to soothe the tissues in our nasal passages and our lungs. But what you may not realize is that the reason why you need that soothing in the first place, yeah, thanks, Linda. I'm glad I'm okay too. I have no idea what that was about. Sometimes we need that support because there are some kind of cooties that are affecting us. That could be in our sinuses, in our lungs, in our nasal passages. And this oil doesn't just to help open the airways, it helps deal with the cooties as well. Hey, Patty. And so if you're somebody who struggles with issues that can cause problems with your respiratory system, this could be a great oil to use every day. I just had a mom ask if this, is it okay to use on my son every day, even if something's not wrong? And I'm like, absolutely, because we don't wait until something's wrong to use essential oils. We make them a part of our everyday wellness regimen so we can stay at our optimal health and so that we can keep our body in balance. And so that's a great one to use. A lot of people don't realize that this can be put in your diffuser to help you get more restful sleep. A lot of the time we don't realize that we could be snoring at night, or our partner could be snoring, which is keeping us awake. But also the deeper we're able to breathe in, we get more oxygen, and that's going to give us more restful sleep. So those are just some other ways to use it that you may not realize. Another thing is sometimes when you are feeling anxious feelings, he's like all over me, Aviance, isn't he? When we have anxious feelings, we can kind of feel that anxiety in our chest and feel a tightness in our chest. And so you could cup your hands over your nose and mouth and inhale, breathe that way. I know this, I told this story before, but one time I broke my toe and it was like hanging off my foot. And I guess my body was just going into a state of feeling shock over what it was seeing, or what it was feeling. And I kept on passing out. And so what John did is he was able to like kind of wake up with the breathing. And that was able to kind of bring me out of that so that I could go and get the needed medical attention. So whether you're dealing with anxious feelings, you might be dealing with just any kind of problems with sinus, lungs, your nose, those things that have to do with breathing or even sleep, then that would be a great reason to use Breathe. So this is not one that we recommend for internal use. So just the two ways, putting it on the skin and then inhaling it, whether you do that in your hands or through a diffuser. Here's some of the oils that are in here, this blend that you may not know about. Some of these we don't offer as a single oil. So like laurel leaf, it's really good for opening up the airways and dealing with things that can happen as a result of damp areas. So things that can grow in damp areas. Also, it has peppermint. And one thing peppermint's really good at is dilating. So that means it opens things up. And that's why there's peppermint in here. There's eucalyptus. And that can actually help when things are maybe a little bit swollen throughout your nasal passages, and so that's a good one to kind of open that up when you have a stuffed up nose. Then there's Melaleuca in here, and a lot of people don't realize the benefits of Melaleuca for your respiratory system, but it can really kind of bring junk up that might be down inside your chest or up inside your sinuses, and it can kind of bring that out and get it to drain out, which could be impeding your breathing. And then there's lemon, and lemon is really cleansing, and so that is why that is in here. So that would be a good, we know that our lungs are one of our cleansing organs, and so we want that to be able to get rid of toxins, so lemon is in there. And then Ravensara, which is really, really good also at dilating, kind of the way peppermint does, and it actually helps to strengthen the respiratory system as well. And then, of course, there's cardamom in here, which is one of our single oils. And cardamom is really, really good for respiratory. And one of its specialties is helping with congestion. And so that would be another one along with the Melaleuca that's going to help bring stuff out and move it out through your system. Michelle mentioned adding a cup to hot water, and then you make sure you close your eyes, and then you can put like a towel or something over your head and breathe it in. If you've got a small child, what they can do is, as long as their skin's not sensitive, you could put a little bit on their chest, and then they could do like a t-shirt tent, just inhale like that, causing a little steam. I have sensitive skin. I'm sensitive to breathe on my chest, and so I assume my 2-year-old is too. So what we do is we put a little bit on the tip of our finger and we rub it on our feet, and then put on socks, and the socks will help to kind of trap the heat in and keep the oil from evaporating. Of course, there's a touch roller that's already diluted with coconut oil, and I love having that because I can rub that right on our chest and right on my little boy's chest or back to open up the airways. A lot of people may not know that sometimes when you have respiratory gunk, you can get an elevated body temperature too. And there's several oils in here that can help cool you down as well. So it's kind of a 2-for-1. It can help with body temperature and the respiratory issue. So those are some things that you may not have known about Breathe. Also, there are some really great emotional reasons to use Breathe. We call it the oil of breath, which makes perfect sense, right? But sometimes if we're feeling unloved, hey Marcia, if we're feeling unloved, or if we're feeling grief or intense sadness, it's almost like we're being suffocated by our sadness. And so inhaling the Breathe can help us to kind of let go of that tightness that we're feeling that's holding us back from experiencing life. So some emotions like sadness, grief, despair, constriction, distrust, maybe you're having trouble trusting people and letting go, and so you're kind of just holding all this tightness in your chest area. So if you want to feel like you have courage to be open and kind of embrace your life and be healed from some of that pain, this would be an oil that would be good. And I find that when I'm using oils for emotions, a really great time to do a lot of that healing work is when I'm asleep, because that's when I'm totally relaxed and not focused on anything else, and I have like hopefully 8 hours to just sit there and get those healing benefits. And so a lot of times in the morning, I'll wake up with a completely different perspective on something if I diffuse an oil at bedtime. In fact, I did that last night. I did that with Douglas fir. Just for some things that I was struggling with yesterday. And so that just helped me have a different perspective this morning as well. So if you have any comments or questions about ways that you like to use Breathe, then we would love for you to comment below, even if you're not watching live, and I will try to get back and answer those questions. Please share the video to help others to learn. If you're part of my Oil Shares team, I hope that you will be on our Monday night call tonight. It's our monthly share-a-thon, the third Monday of the month. If you're signed up for text reminders, you should be getting the phone dial-in details that you can call in. And if you have had any experiences with the oils recently, or even not so recently, anything big or small, we would love to have you hop on real quick tonight and share your story. You'll be entered into a drawing to win an oil. So anybody who shares tonight will be entered in that drawing. So just contact me and let me know if you can be on tonight. It's 9 o'clock Eastern time. A question I had is Breathe with FCO safe for cats? Breathe is not an oil that we recommend for cats because they have a difficult time breaking down many of the oils that are in the blend. And so I just think it's probably too much for them. I would say cardamom would be a better option. Check dogoiler.com for more details. She's definitely the expert there, but I tend to avoid Breathe on my pets just because of the various oils that could be hard on their system. All right, I'm going to let you go. I'll see you back here tomorrow. We're going to talk about cardamom, specifically on cardamom tomorrow, one of my favorite oils. So I'll talk to you tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern time.